In London, there is a department store like no other.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
Where haberdashery and high fashion meet head-on.
It's drama, someone's got a leather skirt on.
Where you can buy a £250,000 necklace on one floor
Super fun.
and a 15p button on another.
I can't imagine how exciting that would be.
And the staff are as colourful as the items they sell.
It's a bit S&M, isn't it?
It's like S&M. This is defiance. So maybe this is me at Liberty.
It's a little bit like chaos at the moment.
Welcome to Liberty.
People want to go to the clouds, but I want to go to Liberty.
It's like being on stage. This moment we open those doors, it's ta-da, I'm ready for business.
This quintessentially British institution is now being dragged into the 21st century by an American, Ed Burstell.
A tea towel. This is so not American.
Who has big plans for the store.
Oh my God.
But will they work?
It's scary. Yeah, it does keep us up at night.
Come and see what's in store as a fancy new fabric is released.
And no granny's knickers, Kev.
Judy is on the rampage.
The microwaves stink. I mean, a trip to IKEA wouldn't go amiss.
And Ed sends in a team to give the Carpet and Oriental department a makeover.
There's a lot of stuff to come out. Oh!
The worst case scenario is that it looks like the dog's dinner and the tills aren't ringing.
Far up on the 4th floor is one of the store's oldest departments and one of the last strongholds of the company's past.
All of us here, we're all more old Liberty than new Liberty in our thinking. We have a history with the place.
Bruce is an old world trader. He really is the king of that carpet castle.
In Bruce's Carpet Castle, the ground rules haven't changed for 25 years.
Don't aggravate me in the morning. You tread carefully before 11 with me, but thereafter I'm quite a friendly beast.
Like any beast, one needs to be fed.
Bruce has a team of 15, and 20-year-old Sharan is his latest apprentice.
This one?
That's a Teke Bokara.
Very good.
It's an old piece.
Age?
Around about from 1900, earlier than that.
To be in Bruce's squad, you have to be able to recognise a carpet the moment it's unfurled.
This would be a bit older, it's not a new one. It's about...
It's a bit older.
It's about...
Anything is older than you.
It's around about from 1900, 1910.
Exactly.
Bruce was once a youthful trainee here himself. He started out as a delivery boy and swiftly moved up the ladder to become the business's youngest carpet buyer, aged just 24.
What's unusual about it?
It's the amount of green that's been used.
Very good.
Green is a very hard dye to get.
See, my training has paid off, thank God.
Bruce was put through university studying Islamic art by the Liberty family themselves.
Right, the next one.
Is that a Herati design?
Oh my God. Yes!
But things are about to change in this old corner of the store. Managing director Ed has designs on Bruce's Carpet Castle.
I think there's sometimes a difference between owning a business and then having a really, really sharp visual eye. You know, we have someone who has a really sharp visual eye.
Ed wants to send in his new head of visual identity, Liz Sylvester, to overhaul the 4th floor. Her recent radical revamp of the scarf hall led to a 6% rise in sales.
It hits you right in the face. It says this is what we believe in.
This is what we believe in, yeah.
And Ed wants Liz to work her magic on Bruce's stronghold.
If Bruce will allow Liz to get in there, well, maybe she'll have to fight her way in too. I think she could take large portions of that and make it much more appealing.
He's got some wonderful things up there, and I'd love to go in there and redress it with him. He's not watching, is he?
Don't worry, I've warned Liz.
The traditional Liberty customer is a lover of arts and crafts.
That's a possibility. Well, I'm obviously not looking in the right place.
And a certain type of Britishness.
I can't find what I want.
But there's a new shopper in town.
You can't deny that there's enormous spending power coming out of China now. I think the Chinese consumer wants well-known, heavily logoed, slightly conspicuous luxury brands because it is still a status symbol. But it doesn't really affect our buying habits.
Ed wants the Chinese to buy into the particular Britishness of the store.
There's a lot to be had being unique.
But he knows he has to compete for this lucrative market, so he's recently brought in a dedicated Chinese consultant.
This is like all the hotspots where Chinese tourists to go, like York, Windsor, Bath, and Shakespeare upon Avon.
Golden Week, the annual Chinese holiday, is approaching.
October Golden Week, Liberty welcome you to London.
October signals the beginning of Golden Week in China. Golden Week marks the second longest holiday in the Chinese calendar,
where the wealthy Chinese travel and spend.
Gosh, we would have had one of those, actually, to be quite fair. Can you imagine it? Golden Week in Britain. Wicked.
Key phrases are hello, which is ni hao. How are you? Ni hao ma. Thank you. Can't say that one.
Chinese tourists are spending 4.1 billion euros overseas. They only have like about 2 hours spending in the store. You have to sell things quick and efficient.
Before they can sell, Maggie needs to check they have the right stock.
It's important to check every department if they have the right size for the Chinese customer. Normally, Chinese customer is tiny.
The shoe for the Chinese to come home with is the Manolo Blahnik Hangisi, made famous by Sex and the City.
These kind of shoes, they will need 36, 37 will be the most popular one.
They retail at up to £650 a pair.
39.5, 38.5.
If they want to hear the tills ringing, they're going to have to adapt a little. Maggie's job is to bring in wealthy Chinese tour groups.
And
one has just arrived.
Today is their last day before they go back to China, so they're definitely going to shop a lot.
With only an hour's worth of shopping, Maggie wants to get them through the doors as quickly as possible. Where she starts her sales patter. But the tour group seem only interested in one thing. And within seconds, they've scattered.
Just try to find my customers and help them on the language barriers.
Maggie needs to keep her lucrative customers within her sight. After visiting all the floors in search of their prize, the Chinese seem unimpressed with the range. But leave with something fit for a queen.
I'm pretty sure because they do interested about the chocolate.
It's slim pickings, but the store is hoping it's the start of something sweeter. Up on the 4th floor,
we've had some goodies in from Morocco this morning.
Bruce is taking receipt of a new shipment from a recent buying trip abroad.
What happens is that the stuff will come in, we as a team will get together and we will decide on how it's going to look.
I think it just comes out and spews all over the place and we have to pick everything up and organise it, but...
Spews doesn't say.
It does.
Bruce owns this department and up here he sets the rules. With his own method of pricing...
Right, we're on to £15 one. Spread those out, please. Let's go.
And his own unique way of displaying.
There's never any space. I like the place to be as full as possible. We're a shop, not a museum. If you put a box in the corner of the shop full of goodies, I guarantee you that will be the one thing that everyone goes for.
But after years of resistance, Bruce is allowing Ed one chance to change his floor.
It's like going to the headmaster's office. Don't you remember that feeling at school? For me, to sit in an office all day, every day, would just do my head in. This is not my idea of working, but never mind.
And he's agreed to let Liz, head of visual identity, get hold of his stock.
So how are you and Liz getting on?
Yeah, we're getting on well. She's coming to have a go in the Oriental room.
Oh, that's nice.
She's got her work cut out, because I did bring in a container yesterday, just for her to move around a bit. Give her a few options. Look, I've silenced him. Shock horror!
With Bruce's permission granted, Liz looks into what she can do.
I mean, there's a certain charm up here that I think is very important to Liberty. What Bruce does, he evokes like a Moroccan souk experience, and I really love that, and I would not take that away from him. But there are certain things that would have to go. Handwritten prices, like a market stall. This chair, I mean, we'd never have that cushion on it, ever. It's just a cardboard box. It's quite squashed in. But sometimes you can't see the wood for the trees.
The best case scenario is that it looks fabulous and it works. Fantastic, good result. The worst case scenario is that it looks like the dog's dinner and the tills aren't ringing.
Could you get somebody, because it's quite important, because they can't use the till.
Judy Rose has worked the reception desk for 15 years.
It's in the beauty hall. It needs reviving.
And she's at the heart of everything that goes on here.
Oh, Omar. Oh, how are you? You all right? Oh, help desk, hello. What I do is I like to organise little events for the staff. Hello, everybody. I've come to rally round some cake makers. Is anybody going to volunteer? Can you? Hence the garland, it's flower power, so anything to do with flowery cakes.
With 400 staff, Judy wants to revive the Liberty community.
I'm getting everybody on board and we're all going to have the biggest bake sale ever. Could you pass the word around? It's Monday, it's on the posters all around the company. It's bringing everybody together in the store because sometimes the shop floor staff doesn't know the head office staff. You're all right to make cakes, are you?
I'm going away this Friday.
Ah,
but I'm happy to sing it for you whenever you
want. Oh, that'd be brilliant. You'll have to do another
Serenade
time.
You.
Huh?
Serenade you.
Serenade me. That's brilliant.
Judy's hoping that with her bake sale, the staff will rise to the occasion.
That's wonderful. That's so good.
When Arthur Liberty opened his eponymous store in 1875, he capitalised on the late 19th century fascination for the exotic and the imported, seen as a reaction to the ugliness of industrialisation. As an experienced traveller, he wrote in his diary on a trip to Morocco in 1908, "I look to be led to white-robed traders squatting amidst their wares." Continuing in Arthur's traditional footsteps and buying for the current Liberty customer is carpet connoisseur Bruce.
I've been coming here for 27, 28 years or something. Bit of a traffic jam this morning.
Apart from the mopeds and donkeys, Bruce could be back in his carpet kingdom in London.
I like the place to feel like this, really, like a bazaar. Everything a little bit higgledy-piggledy. A little bit of everything is on display.
Deep in the heart of the souk, Bruce is meeting one of his most long-standing suppliers.
Bonjour, Monsieur Jalali.
A man with one of the smallest shops in Marrakesh, overflowing with tribal artifacts.
This is the biggest empire in Morocco.
He's known Mr. Jalali since his first days at Liberty.
Long time ago, Bruce come with his hair more long.
We've gone bald together. There's lots of stuff here, but you have to encourage him to sell his pieces. What have you got?
And like Bruce's department, many things are in boxes.
Proper, huh? Proper, nice old Tuareg box. Really difficult to find now. This is why we come to this man. A lot of the time he'll keep things like this for me.
Quand il y a une bonne mur, what name? Bonne.
Good heart.
Good heart.
Yep.
Yeah, you buy many things with his eye closed.
If you find good things, you must not leave them behind. If I leave them behind, he'll sell them to somebody else. And then my competition have them. And that's not a good thing.
Bruce leaves with 25 Tuareg pots and several pieces of jewellery.
Nice, huh?
But it's not enough for Mr. Jalali.
Promise me, next time when you come a little bit more rich.
Okay.
Than today.
In Liberty, Liz and Hannah from the visual merchandising team are plotting how to change Bruce's area.
So I think what we need to do is look at each individual kind of category of product and work out the best way to display those items, because a lot of it's on the floor or it's stacked on top of other pieces. We need to separate, you know, the Japanese prints with these kind of statues with this very Moroccan feel. It's getting the mix right.
But there's one condition. Bruce doesn't want any of his stock to leave the shop floor.
We need an art wall.
I'm just wondering how we're going to do a wall of art when we've got so much stock and no free walls.
With over 7,000 articles for sale, it's a big task.
I don't think this is possible in one night shift.
Well, no, this is a big job. I don't even know where you begin here. So much stuff.
But Bruce doesn't feel he's got enough stuff, and he's going further into the souk.
This is deep in the back streets. Tourists feel a little uneasy around these places. That's good news for us. Come on in. You might be a bit surprised. This is sub-Saharan African sculptures, doors, etc. These doors are from Mali. They're known as Dogan doors. When we buy this wood, we then have to send it for fumigation. The threat of woodworm and things, we can't bring it into a wooden building in the UK. It would fall down eventually.
This door could fetch £1,800 at Liberty, but it's selling for more than Bruce is prepared to pay.
Our worst fears have come true. It's going to be a real battle to get anything here today. But it's okay. So we have to be a little disinterested for a while, and then things will weaken. We hope. Well, c'est beaucoup.
Non, 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 c'est pas beaucoup.
C'est beaucoup, monsieur.
Non, 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 non.
C'est beaucoup. Yeah, so this is my offer.
Ça fait quelque chose, je voulais me cacher.
In London, it's the day of Judy's bake sale.
It's quite heavy, this cake, I didn't realise. And it's only a sponge.
Her charity event is being held up on the roof in the staff canteen, Rafters.
Festivals have to be so awkward.
And baked goods have flooded in from across the store.
Oh, look at those.
Give me the flowers.
I knew you wouldn't let me down like that.
Judy's very good at supporting everyone else, so you've got to support Judy. Isn't that right, Judy?
This is the Liberty Pound shop. Everything's a pound.
And the lure of Judy's buns and cakes have got the staff making the trek up the 4 flights.
Well, it is big, isn't it?
Who made that one, Judy?
I was going to say I like big ones, but I won't say.
Judy's even drawn in one of Liberty's longest-serving members, Shukla, who remembers when the staff canteen was in the store's famous atrium.
When I first started, we had a beautiful canteen, and it was so cheap in those days. 50p for the breakfast, 150 for the lunch, 3-course meal. But nowadays, things have changed. I suppose they have to. It's different. Now the coffee from the machine.
The success of the bake sale has given Judy another idea for Rafters.
Thank you.
In Morocco, Bruce is heading far into the Atlas Mountains. He's here to inspect carpets he's commissioned specifically for his store.
If you can reduce the tightness, then you have a more relaxed side, and then in the washing and then the final stretching, then we can get perfection.
These carpets take between 6 months and a year to make and sell for up to £1,500 back home.
Moroccan production. Through the century, there is no man involved in rug production. Only women, exclusively women, 100% women's made.
An awful lot of new carpet production is done with machine-spun wool. But it's our way to be using this hand-spun method, which is a lot more laborious. Actually, you get a much thicker and nicer pile to the carpet. Do we know what the youngest girl is working here?
Here, maybe the youngest one is like 30 a year.
It's like 30, huh? If we lose that generation, these skills will be gone now.
More alarming thing. Sometimes they go to city and they work for less in some
But it seemed to be progressing.
Exactly.
9 p.m, and in the store, Liz and her team have finally got their hands on Bruce's antiquities.
You need to be careful about moving those.
An Iranian 9th century bowl. Kind of insane that it's so old.
Oh! It's just a lid. Scratchy, scratchy. There's a lot of stuff to come out. Just got to respect these things. We've made into new plinths, so I've sprayed them up in a Moroccan mustard. Definitely a Bruce colour, that.
I think he's going to love them. It's going to make his stock look incredible.
I've agreed with Bruce We cannot take one thing off, so it's all got to go back. Just goes back in a different way.
In Morocco, Bruce is at Abdel Hadi's family carpet warehouse.
Bear in mind, no prices.
He's been buying from them for 25 years.
This one is a yes. No.
Mr. Bruce, not logical at all in selection. It's a question of love. He must love the piece. If he don't love it, I don't think he will be convinced.
But after viewing several hundred rugs, something finally grabs his attention.
It's fantastic. That is so good.
To the untrained eye, it's just a long brown rug. But to Bruce, it's carpet cloud 9.
It's just incredibly rare for its type. It's old, it's in perfect condition, it's a really rare piece. Now that's why you come. I cannot leave that for anyone else to get.
I mean, look how amazing those sculptures look now. You can actually see them. Well, let's hope he likes it anyway.
Bruce is back.
Morning, Judy. How are you? Good.
I know what Bruce is like. He likes to clutter everything in, so it's more of a bazaar, so it's more spontaneous, and he is a very spontaneous person.
I'm always apprehensive, because if it's wrong, it requires more work to correct it.
But he'll be honest. He'll certainly be honest. If he doesn't like it, he's just going to put it back, I think.
Change has arrived at the Carpet Castle. Thanks to Liz and the visual merchandising team, Bruce's artifacts now sit on bright yellow plinths.
Wouldn't be my colour. Reminds me of that shop down the road called Selfridges. All I can see is the yellow. We seem to be advertising plinths rather than the statues that are on top of them. You don't see the product. And what we're here to do is to sell product. And they've got no workspace to wrap anything in. So it's a critical part of selling something is that you can actually put it in a bag.
It was managing director Ed who called for change, and he'll soon be on his way to inspect the transformation.
He'll have an opinion, but it just doesn't work. You know, it's our area, it's our domain, it's our castle.
Bruce is not the only one with a bee in his bonnet.
My mum, she come from the north, and she always used to say, like, kippers and curtains. Have you heard of that expression? It's when everything, like, people have posh curtains, but they're sitting eating kippers behind the curtains. It's like, we're all beautiful store, but the back, not so nice.
Since her bake sale in the staff canteen, Judy has had an idea to boost staff morale. A spruce-up of rafters.
These table and chairs, they've seen better days. I hate brown anyway, and it's all brown. This sofa, I mean, it is ancient. The microwaves stink. And the cushions, look, they're grubby. And they should be Liberty print. And also, the vending machines could be a bit cheaper. You might as well go around the corner and get a Snicker bar. I mean, a trip to IKEA wouldn't go amiss.
Thank you.
And do you know what? Customers pay more for a bag in Liberty than it would cost to do all this.
She's taking her campaign to facilities manager Steve.
Just give it a coat seal, maybe I'll get one of the painters to do that at night.
But is he ready for a crusading Judy?
Oh, it's horrible.
A crusading Ed has arrived on Bruce's floor.
It's a nice bright pop in a store that has a lot of shadows, and it just shows off the merchandise really, really well. The merchandise here is predominantly dark, so you want to put it on a light surface like that. When there was all of that clutter in here before, it really made the customer work twice as hard. You know, if there's merchandise this far away from a wall, and I want to see that Japanese print, I can't read that from here. They basically just cleaned it up and made it really, really shoppable. Where is he?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what floor I was on. This looks like a store in London. A souk American. Oh, you're not going to find any of that there.
No, you'll find that.
That's for sure.
What do you think?
I think it's really easy for people to shop.
I'm not overly thrilled, I have to tell you.
Right.
The yellow has to go. I can't live with the yellow.
Why?
Well, it has to be changed. And I've told Lizzie.
All right, agree that it has to be a bright color.
No, I'm happy with a bright color.
The merchandise is predominantly dark.
I'm happy with orange or something like that. We'll have a discussion.
It looks so much better. You have no idea. It does.
It doesn't.
6 years. He still doesn't trust me. 6 years. 6 years. Come on. Oh, for me, that reaction's a success.
Well, I'm pleased that he thinks it's a small victory. I'm pleased that he's gone away. Every good deal should be a win-win, and that's the end of the deal.
Bruce is a good trader, and you're a good buyer. It doesn't mean you know how to display things. I wouldn't ask Liz to buy carpets.
Everybody's heard of Liberty Prints.
The company has always been known for its floral fabrics.
Today, Liberty Prints are famous for their elegance and sophistication. Fashion never stands still, and Liberty's encourage their team of young and imaginative designers to keep abreast of modern trends.
Marvellous. Modern trends have seen Liberty Prints grace the side of ice cream vans, used on fashionable trainers, and now Ed wants to take them even further into our bedrooms and living rooms.
The new Liberty Furnishings collection has amazing potential. I don't think it has been really concentrated on or exploited before.
To drive this new direction, he's putting his trust in the florally fixated Emma.
Once my daughter asked me what I love most in the world, so I said that I loved her. And she went, phew, I thought you were going to say flowers.
Emma and designer Keeley have a unique way of finding inspiration for their collection.
So we decided from the colour groups we would paint some ivy and hope it lives.
Emma has worked at the company for 22 years and has designed over 400 fashion prints, including collaborations with Kate Moss and Florence Welsh.
Keeley and I are the epitome of Liberty, the old and the new. When you've been there for a long time, people say to you you're part of the furniture, which I suppose is quite a good phrase for being interiors. That just means you're old and stuffy and you don't move and you need to be upholstered. If not.
Their new range of furnishing fabrics will be the first one created in-house for 15 years.
The brief for our new collection is based on the book The Secret Garden. The book is about enlightenment and finding the power and magic to change yourself and to better yourself. And what we want to do is create a garden of prints, but we're not offering salvation. Maybe we are.
I want this collection to allow everyone to have beautiful things, to be surrounded by beautiful things. And we should probably make some money as well, so we can carry on.
Liberty started as a family business, and for some, it still is.
Shukla is my grandmother's sister. My grandmother worked here. My sister also worked here quite a while ago, and between us, I think we've got about 60 to 65 years service.
Shukla's worked at the store for 41 years.
It was good that I joined Bruce's department because it's only next door. She can keep a close eye on me.
Yeah, he's very helpful, handy. When I need something big to carry for me, I always call him.
It was her first job, just as it is for her great-nephew.
This shop gives you a really good clientele. And you know how to deal with them, even in the future, it will be very good for him. It's a good start.
For Shukla, this has been a job for life. But will Sharan be here in 41 years' time?
30, 40 years ago, I don't think there was as many opportunities as people in my generation have now. You need to take a stab at things in life, and yeah, I don't see myself being here too much longer.
Up on the rooftop in Rafters, Judy is meeting with Steve from maintenance about her pet project.
He looks worried. Right.
Let's have a look. Chairs all right, aren't they? Plenty of chairs. Just give everything a facelift. Now look at the head count, the amount of people coming in. So
That's the thing, people don't come in. When I come here, we had a chef, we had fresh coffee. Why can't we have somebody to do fresh coffee, teas, Cafe Liberty for an hour or so at lunchtime?
I don't know. Not my call. Not my call.
The staff want to feel they're worth something here.
But I mean, where's
They
that coming from? Because you. Oh no, but yeah, no, it's coming from you. But I mean, well, let's see.
Staff have asked me, not mentioning names, but
Well,
people have given me all in here what they'd like Cafe Liberty would be like.
Let me look into it. I can't make any promises.
Yeah,
let's see.
I know, but it's just it's like the same old story, isn't it? A bit like the Tory government, isn't it? What they're going to do? Wait for years. But they do anything.
I'll see you a bit later.
Right,
Bye.
Bye.
Time will tell. In Preston, Emma and Keeley's secret garden collection is going to print.
Oh, look at that!
really quick, isn't it?
They've come to the wallpaper printers to inspect their colours.
You're seeing history in the making.
Alston is the first digitally printed wallpaper.
So exciting.
In a week's time, they're presenting their fabrics and wallpaper to the editors of 3 interiors magazines. They need these influential tastemakers to buy into their designs if they're to make sales.
When you present a collection, the colours in it have to be exactly how you think they should be. Because if you don't believe in it and love it, there's no way that you're going to convince lots of editors. So we have to love it.
Working with Keith, the print manager of the Preston factory, they need to finalise the colours.
Go look at this. This is a new one, isn't it?
That's where we were and that's where we are.
I'm still worrying about this. It needs to be really soft. You know, a speckled egg, when you see the egg, it's a really beautiful bird's egg with the speckles on. It needs to look like that.
Right, yeah.
It's back to the printers for Keith. Several runs later, they're no closer to a decision.
It's still a bit brown. I think it needs to do creamier.
Yeah, and a bit more beige.
No beige at all.
So far, the correct shade of cream is proving elusive.
Whiter,
Without
warmer.
going Granny's knickers colour.
What's Granny Knickers colour?
It's dark brown knickers.
That's only what we have.
Terrible.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So that we want, spot of yellow, soften things off. And no Granny's knickers, Ken.
I would say as soon as it came in, I was like a little magpie. I love it.
At last, Keith has nailed it.
So we're saying that the colourway's Keith Cream then?
It's really good to be like holding the final pieces now, isn't it? It's like all this work.
Yeah, imagine we were wall.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't love them?
I know.
Are you coming?
I'm just going to have a coffee upstairs.
Ah, okay.
Sharan is turning 21 in a few days' time.
What have you got for lunch?
Rice and yogurt. I like to keep light. Whatever
He's made the decision to leave.
I'll miss you, but at the same time, I'm happy for you. What made you actually decide to leave?
I just needed to try something myself. Liberty as itself is a fantastic place to work here, but all in all, it's still retail
young.
to the shop.
Yeah. What Bruce said when you said I'm leaving?
I was actually quite apprehensive and scared of telling Bruce that I was going to go, but he's probably the easiest person to speak to.
He taught you a lot about the carpets.
It's not even about just the carpets and the artefacts, it's more life skills as well, which I'm not going to ever forget wherever I go.
It will be good for you.
See, I think the left one is beautiful.
Their designs done, their colours chosen, and with the big pitch to the influential interiors editors imminent, Emma and Keeley have come to meet with the Liberty's sales team.
The magazines are a really essential part of the business and the trade.
They're all giving us quite a lot of their time to get it in front of all their key feature editors.
Well, if we take it colour by colour, I mean, I think this is
best. I think we should do the lighter grounds on the linens.
Yeah.
Joe and Simon have got to choose which designs they think are going to sell
We've got to come and be the big bad wolves.
and reject the others.
Same with the red.
So not the silk.
So we've got a silk.
So
two
silk on the
linens.
darker grounds, go for the lighter grounds and the green on the linen.
As much as some people might want something to shout out at them in a living room, most people, I would say, what don't they want it to kind of fit in with their environment and feel like it's something special?
We've got to satisfy a lot of different customers, the true Liberty customer and the one who may be using Liberty for the first time. We've just got to think about, can they decorate with it?
First, can they convince the magazine editors that their designs are right for the sofas and curtains of Britain? Up in the staff canteen, Steve has some news for Judy.
We've got new vending machines. Really good. Proper fresh brew coffee and espresso, marvellous. Cappuccino, okay. Espresso. Fresh brew. The cappuccino was a little bit an acquired taste, I think is the term I'll use. This should be good because it's actual ground coffee. Yeah, good.
But will she be impressed by the new machines?
If I can make Judy happy, I will be a very happy man.
Oh my gosh. That's great. That is so good. Oh.
That's right, isn't it?
Step one.
Step one,
That's
right.
sad.
And then next thing, we've done deep clean, so I'm just going to start looking at the decks.
I think I'm the first person to try the new machines, which is quite exciting. It's like rocket going up to the moon, really, isn't it? The first, you don't know what you're going to get. And it actually tastes of coffee.
Emma and Keeley are about to pitch their secret garden collection to the UK's leading interiors magazines.
It's our largest presentation ever that we've ever done.
Press and publicity is vital to this business. When something is new, that's it. You know, you want to get traction right away. You want to get people's attention. You want to get the editor's attention. You want to get the designer's attention.
I expect to be inspired. If we're not inspired, then I don't think all their customers will be inspired either.
That's what we need, that little van.
We expect quite a lot from Liberty. If they get past the journalists who get to see a lot of products, then that's a real testament as to how good a range is.
I'm always really excited until I get into the room, and then I'm really nervous.
This collection is the culmination of 12 months' work, and now it's about to be judged by some of the most important critics in the business.
This collection was based on the book The Secret Garden, and the door has almost, after 10 years, been open to Keeley and I to walk into that garden and recreate it once more. And we're almost saying it would take this whole collection to sort of try and describe the book in fabric. And apparently, in Persia, the word paradise originates from the word walled garden, or the other way around. And the next design, I've reworked it, and I've made it sort of more foresty, so you actually feel that first time when you first walk into that garden. And when I see it printed, I sort of imagine her walking into that garden, I feel as if I'm her.
Go on, Emma.
And then the final design, all of the flowers on here were originally hand-drawn on individual pieces of sketch paper. But now it's all in bits. It's like the most difficult jigsaw puzzle ever. So basically, it was to do with the Tree of Life, which represents death, nourishment, protection, fertility, knowledge and spirituality. So it was like a real perfect finale for the collection, and when it was finished we were all quite relieved. That's it.
I think it's a really thoughtful collection. There's obviously a lot of passion gone into it and a lot of thought. And I like the way the story kind of follows through on every single detail. And I love that. Yes, please.
I think it's going to be coming to a magazine near you soon.
So proud of us. So proud of us. Yeah.
Up on the 4th floor, times they are a-changing.
End of a little era, but he'll be back.
He won't be back.
He only temporarily leaves.
Customer maybe, but
that'll do.
better than anything.
He'll be in touch. No, so we'll miss him, but things move on.
Don't lie.
Things move on.
It's not just Sharan that Bruce is saying goodbye to.
We will have the plinths resprayed because Selfridges Yellow cannot say out Purple Liberty. So we will have a discussion with Lizzie and pick a colour that we're all happy with. People would say that I'm difficult or stuck in the mud or opinionated, and they're right in all of those. However, I do feel as if the heritage is something that cannot be played with. One of the dangers is that if we don't hang on to this heritage, we'll just look like any other retailer. We have a unique way of trading, a unique way of selling. We have to stand and fight to protect it, really, with all its values. Not everything that is old is bad.
Next time, Christmas is coming,
We're all going to be covered in glitter by the end of it.
It's so major, isn't it?
but there's trouble in store.
All the tills are not working, so I don't know if we can open.
And the show must go on. We can't cancel Christmas.
Hey, Biscuit, feeling festive? Head over to channel4.com, biscuit/Liberty of London, for Christmas tips from the staff at Liberty. Dolphins! Hi! Dolphins! Biscuits! Change to listings next. Questionable flares, manners and morals. Biscuit, was it really all right in the 1970s? Biscuit, your appointment with Confessions of a Doctor is now at 11:05. Bears!